half the last time they played on their respective sides, so we'll see how things pan out this time around. Defensively for Sentinels, it looks like we're just going to spread things out at the 50-yard line. We're going to see an investment of a dart towards A long to control A lobby control and see how XSET likes to play off of that.
I remember Zoms doing quite a bit, the 3K with his frenzy here the last time they faced off on Haven. Just a couple days ago, he takes the tag to start this off. And again, you'll see a lot of Aaron watching towards that A side, allowing the team to work left, clearing what they can, take efficient space. And Sentinels, again, moving into an efficient retake position now that they can start gathering their members together.
Also a slight adjustment from yesterday. XSET liked to prioritize the ult orbs into BCJ at the beginning of the map. This time it went into Zekin. Take a look at how Sick has already taken C-Long control. The paranoia is coming out from Zoms as they try to get onto the site. Tens with just 9 health, not able to get anything more, but there's Dapper. You mentioned it earlier. The frenzy coming up big as Dapper gets 2, Zoms gets 1 as well. Zekin gets cleaned up. Sentinels win the pistol.
That's big. They still had flank from Sick there. If anything went wrong, Sentinels feeling very good on that pistol. Can rinse and repeat for the next few rounds here. And a lot of times on these rounds as they come through, we'll see that Tens will look for those eco frags. The faster Tens can get to his ult, the faster they can start to control even more about this match.
Absolutely. I think you are absolutely right. For XSET this time around, it doesn't look like we're going to be getting much of a force. We are leaning a good bit towards C. I mentioned it in the previous round, but keep an eye on who gets fed these ultimate orbs.
Yeah.
That says a lot about how they want to prioritize their gameplay. They're already posted up down too long. Hasn't been picked up yet. And Zoms, they're playing with them, and they get the kill. That's big.
Just rocked out to start there. Quite a bit of damage done to the entire team. Sick again pushed. Once down long C, once out of garage. He backs up with the pressure and knowledge of Dapper in that window side. Or, I'm sorry, Aaron in that window side. Shazam holding patiently. Look how active Sentinels are right now and changing positions, moving, understanding that anybody or anything could be under pressure, but they're covering it here just for this eco.
Tripwire destroyed.
Very good call. Also worth noting, Tens did buy up to a Bulldog. We're seeing that gun get a lot more love with the recent economy changes, but Dapper slowly working his way around the side as XSET tries to get in. A great swing as Aaron gets a kill onto him, but Shazam cleaning things up. Janitor duty coming through as Sentinels get to 2.
Decent amount of damage. Tens' armor, Zoms, Dapper. Few rebuys coming through on the side of Sentinels there. So XSET efficiently getting themselves to a different site and taking a few more down. Still without the plant to start, though. Let's see how we handle this one coming through. As we can see, the frags are on the board. Who's been accruing a few alt points to start off as we are into round 3. And we do have a few more Phantoms coming through. The Bulldog there for Tens looks like the operator in the future with that low buy.
Zekin 1 point away from having Seekers online. Aaron just around the corner as well, but no fight for long. Control towards C. It actually looks like they want to turn their attention towards A. So both Pure and Zekin have taken aggressive spots. They've pushed off Shazam from A long control and I mean really A lobby control as well, because the only thing that Sentinels can use right now is Shazam's drone to get some space, but that's all they're getting.
Controlling mid with the camera right now from Aaron. And it looks like Sentinels obviously hold off on the pushes they were doing rounds before. They want to feel out how aggressive XSET actually wants to be. And like I said, XSET does very well with mid-round information. Right now, they're being denied everything from the side of Sentinels as they hold off, start to rotate a little bit towards A. 2 pushed up the garage right now, so there could be a fast-acting hit here if they want to get back behind XSET on what could be an A take.
Yeah, that very well may be the call, because XSET has gotten onto A pretty effortlessly, and it was a pretty telltale call as soon as you saw both those Astro Smokes come through. The shock darts are trying to push Def off, but he does manage to get the spike down. Dapper up in heaven, waiting for his teammates to show up. You've got Tens, you've got Zoms, you've got everyone coming back around. You expect to see a hot hands hit from Sick, and then the curves to flash through. The paranoia is going to come out as well. Tens dashes in. BCJ does get one, excuse me, as Def gets one as well. XSET seem to be able to hold fast. They do not give up a single inch, Riv.
One of the things that XSET has been able to do to scratch at that armor that Sentinels has been so strong at is retaking. They set up their own retake of the site, right? It's always about attacking. Yeah, you're trying to defend there, but XSET get in such an offensive type of position when they do that type of defense that it's hard for Sentinels to find their regular retake. You're trying to get in with a bit of blind, but they're all scattered. A few are in the site, or few are out of the site, so you're never quite sure which angle you have to take. And that's, I think, where we saw XSET grabbing Sentinels off guard the first time.
Yep.
Sentinels would come in, double check angles, not have the right one. XSET flourishes in that.
Looking like a Garage C split this time around. Zekin does have the Seekers online, and it's just Zombs who's here. You see all the Astra smoke starting to come through. Zombs is no longer a problem. The flash comes out. Pure dashes in. They have full control of C.
Ooh, Def almost finding one to his head there, but he comes up with a kill. As we are into round 4 here, a quick spike plan as we would expect.
Enemy remaining.
Side of Sentinels to just be saving up here. Not a problem as Dapper looks for the last few frags outside here on grass, and he rotates over around mid. XSET, I like the fact that they'll put pressure on around when they know they need to. You can't be afraid when you're playing against Sentinels because they will take every inch away from you, and they will just start hitting sheriff shots around the board. Here we are back to buys. You can see everybody getting in on the frag game right now, which means all those alt points are building up at the same time. With the increase in the recent patch, it does come later in the game when you see them start to sway. What happens? A lot of times before, we would see Jets right now dueling blade storms coming out, right? Firing, but that kind of control does not come until a little bit later. You still have a few ults on the board now. Shazam could use his huge this round. It looks like it's going to be quite a big default here to start from XSET.
So you got Tens with an op. He's been blinded and smoked off, so he's not going to get a decent sight line down A long. And because that's there, they can't really pull off of A, right? There's no knowledge of what's being pushed behind that smoke, so they have to hold fast. So you see Shao sticking around on A as well. But for XSET, it looks like they want to turn their attention over towards C. They have a couple of ultimates. Here comes the Cosmic Divide. The thing is, you've got to deal with Sick. Zombs has been given away. The Gravity Well is going to push him off as well. They're Sick. He gets flashed up. You've got a couple of additional resources. Dapper's already good for one. Zombs not able to get it. The Hunter Fury's coming out as well. Sick is still alive, and the spike hasn't made it on. Riv, they may rotate off. Okay, Zekin getting control there could be the difference maker. You've got Tens and Shazam both slowly creeping their way forward, but Aaron should get every bit of info, and with 50 seconds left, yeah, they can flip it.
What a chaotic little start to this round. It's always a dice roll when you have that many people entering the site, Doug, and you haven't found a frag yet. It just means once that smoke drops, somebody's pants are going to be on the ground. We saw a few going down almost immediately. Aaron, they are not leaving anything up to chance here. And then they just use the uplink to know exactly where they're going to be finding Tens. A 3v1 with the operator is likely. We'll see if he keeps chances on the board with the first shot here.
And he is 1 point away from getting the Blade Storm online. So he could make some magic happen. Not going to spawn anyone on the first 50. Going to get cleaned up as well. Riv, you talked about Def and his mid-round calls after something maybe goes a little bit sideways or not as they had planned, and that was a perfect display of that.
Knowing that there's a threat, but not how to attack that threat, you run away to fight another day because there was a lot of chaos going in the site. Zekin does drop that last member of Sentinels in sight, but there's no reason to figure out if they have rotated. You reset, you have power in numbers, and easy frag gets them uplink for Aaron, and they're just playing it very smart. That's that mid-round call we were mentioning. Round 6 here coming in. Looks like they may try to go fast towards A, but we do see Blade Storm is up now, and they just stand there for a quick photo from Tens.
He's going to keep it online. He did get tagged up. He's only down to 40 health. Shazam's down to 0 health. As Tens is looking for more. And Pure is able to snatch him right out of the sky. Dapper's going to drop as well. It was just light buys, the Blade Storm being the one exception on the side of Sentinels, but XSET have firm control of the site. You've got Sick and Zombs who are now going to start to try to work their way up. Sick is in a decent spot, but now he's been smoked off as well. Has a curveball. He could certainly drop out of the smoke and try to make some nonsense happen, but it's a tough situation to be in.
And they know where to look. Flank protection. They have the Cypher traps and the camera right behind them, checking down short. They can all look towards window. They can all look towards entry of A. And it looks like they're going to be able to hold off here, so causing Sentinels to do a bit of a save. Nice shot by Sick. You cannot let that happen. Zekin. Def does drop back and get a little retribution on that frag. But it looks like more exits for Zom will be what's on the menu. He gives himself up here. It looks like he wants to draw the fight. I like this.
Oh, they may have to deal with this. Yeah, they're starting to move up. Zom's not able to get any parting gifts to that round. So XSET, they take a 2-round lead. Sentinels should be able to buy in full here. Respond from much more of a position of strength, but a great start from XSET so far.
Every match is going to be different, but we did see, and you mentioned, the 3 rounds to Sentinels. The first time these teams met a few days off. First time these teams met a few days ago in Haven. Then it was a back and forth round, and XSET took the entirety of the attacking half, and mostly with frag rounds. Spike didn't need to be planted on those, so XSET loving the aggressive play. Maybe off of Sentinels pushing. We'll see if they continue to go off what is kind of mid-round strategies right now, but Sentinels leaving most of their players back sick, not advancing in mid or long C yet since the beginning rounds. A little bit from Tens, though.
Yeah, he's worked his way up nice and cozy down along with that op that we just mentioned. It's also, I mean, good drone usage. So you talked about how Pure is very happy to work his way up with just a little bit of utility. That time it was the drone, but he's got the op here, and it looks like they want to work their way towards B. Just keep an eye on where Tense is if this is where the hit goes.
Checking in the site. Everyone outside. And they just get the creep in. The space is given. Shazam goes down. And they were hoping that XSET was going to use something kind of big enough to see, utility that would have let them know it's safer to go in. And XSET waltzes right in to start this one off, Doug.
It was for free, and they've been able to fend off what Sentinels attempt to do to take it back. It's just down to 10 as they got cleaned up. A beautiful round
just routed
from XSET.
Dougie, this is some impressive stuff right now. We still have a lot of game to play. And anything can happen within this. There's an operator not going down. I thought Tens was going to be able to snag that one up for himself, but Pure finds the frag. 5-2, and we saw this sway both ways for these teams across their last series. So impressive stuff from XSET here. Let's see if they can keep it up. The take, walk in on the site, and just the dismantling of the defense here. Def able to get around them. The distraction they're causing in B. And a good little jet-on-jet action to end that one off here. As we head into our 8th round, Pure and Def sitting up top there, but everybody participating in the frags this game for both teams.
Standing ahead.
See how things play out here. It looks like a lighter buy. Yeah, for Sentinels, they're not going to have a ton to work with. You see Shazam's going to get one step closer to having that Hunter Siri online, while BCJ has his as well. Make a little noise happen towards C. Yeah, Tens again taking that aggressive space. This time not with the op. But position nonetheless. It looks like XSET want to go back towards B with the sequence as well.
A lot happening there. Tens. Looks like he was either able to blast or get through that trap, so they know he's flanking around right now. But a lot of the focus for XSET is up towards mid. Now they turn around. That's going to be BCJ checking for Tens. Takes him down right away. And again, towards B. XSET liking this strategy, holding it very well, too. Usually we see B kind of be tough to hold. A lot of utility comes in, especially if the other team has a Sova. You're found out wherever you're hiding behind the smokes. But now they're chasing the Sova down. It's Hunt the Sova. Zekin's able to get that with the shorty, and Shazam takes Pure before he goes. But XSET is making their agency here known, their reason in the grand finals known to start things off.
Yeah, that's got to be one of the scariest things to see, right? You drop that recon dart, you got 4 people hanging around the corner, coming at you, a terrifying sight, and that's really kind of been the case for Sentinels this entire half, right? Like XSET, 6 rounds in a row. You touched on how effective they are on getting onto B and controlling it, which can often be a bit of like a 50-50 chaos fight to control the extremities of that site, but it's been all XSET this time around.
I like what Sentinels is starting to do. They want a way back in. You're going to give Tens the op, let him move from spot to spot. Just go default sniper. Take a shot, move, take a shot, move. XSET, walk around it. It's going to be C this time. They are walking right into Dapper, so hopefully he can slow it down for Sentinels to get back for their patented retake.
ECJ looking at entry things with the Hunter Fury, waiting for another. No, Pure got in around him. Dapper gets cleaned up. The Blade Storm comes on through. Aaron's in a great spot. The swing, the tripwire is there to cause problems as well. Shazam's trying to get a little bit of his own with his Hunter Fury. Does clean up Def, leaving things in 3v2 in favor of Sentinels. The spike is down. You've got BCJ, who's got 2 shock darts, and he has the op in his hands. Aaron has control of Garage, so they have a decent spot here, but the thing is, you're going to have to take the fight to BCJ. If you don't clean him up quickly, what a shot from
Now Aaron
BCJ
gets
to
the
get it
push.
down to a 2v2. Attack.
Enemy remaining.
BCJ so patient. Aaron slowly worked his way while all of that was going down. Again, reestablished control of Garage. BCJ narrowly missing. Shazam's in a sandwich. It's not a good one, no, as Aaron gets a third on the round. Great round from him to get XSET to 7.
Never a round without pressure so far from
Yeah,
XSET.
yep.
Everything seems like such a task right now for Sentinels to find a way around these strategies. Back in, Aaron getting there immediately, setting up a trap for Garage. BCJ, we mentioned him in the pregame along with Pure, has been putting up shots. And it just seems like Sentinels are working from behind here on each one of these rounds. And XSET is painting the picture of their last matchup here, taking all the consecutive final rounds of their attacking side. If they can still do it, they only have 3 more to go.
So the tripwire, or excuse me, the Cypher Cage goes up. To foul! Oh my goodness. Excellent shot from Tense to clean up Def. It does get traded out, but that should give him a good bit of room to work with towards an A. They are walking to Cypher Util, though.
The great setup by Sentinels here to shut this one down, but Sick actually getting a little concussed there. Couldn't make the shot happen. BCJ takes him down. They get into the site and they try to trade. Now jumping around. Dapper's off his footing there, and Pure is able to drop him after the tailwind. And again, an instant attack going in onto Sentinels, knowing that they were a little bleeding in that, a little bloody in that round from the econ. And XSET is just continuously pushing the envelope here against Sentinels in our first half of Haven. It's a best of 5. I cannot wait to see what starts to happen. Sentinels always a team to start to read, play differently, and we saw swings on Icebox come back to a close. I feel like Sentinels is going to be able to do just about the same thing as they get on attack here.
So keep an eye on the op in the hands of Pure. Are going to be working for a long control. Tense has one of his own down C long. Not going to connect onto anything. The gravity well pushes him back, but with at least the sight line in favor of XSET down A long, they can work towards short as well. But it looks like they actually want to work into Garage. The Cosmic Divide is coming up as well. See how things play out. This is a fake, Riv.
It's such an interesting Cosmic Divide because it makes you think whether you want to stand in front of it or behind it. If you're behind it too long, people are coming in the sight, so you're always messing with your opponent's initial hold spot. What a Cosmic Divide to start things off as the shuffle happens. Sentinels don't seem to be too off their footing on this, and Dapper comes up with a few as Shazam helps.
The Neural Theft comes through as Aaron continues to dance around. Sick wing and aggressive. The Paranoia is going to push him off, but they know exactly where Aaron is. Getting cooked. Gets cleaned up. Zekin good for 1. It's left in a 1v2. Psalm's only down to 10 health, but no, it's Sick who stops the bleeding for Sentinels. We were talking about that Cosmic Divide and how you're kind of forced to do something with that, right? Like, you can't just passively let that play off. You deny so much info, and then they invested the Seekers into Garage to really sell that hit that way while they were going A, but a great response from Sentinels. Again, Sick comes up big at the end there to win that final duel, avoid any sort of monkey business. A great round from Sentinels.
Yeah, really fast adaptation. I think that's where Sentinels as well have quite a strength in their team. A lot of these rounds we've seen XSET do a few things, allow Sentinels to break defense, go around. That was all in the same motion. Sentinels are very good at constantly reading what's going on, so they were able to play with the flow of that, get themselves another round, and a 4th would be beautiful here, Doug.
Beautiful indeed. We're looking like a Garage C split for XSET this time around. Def has gotten pretty far up. There's an op on the other side. Not going to connect. Here comes the run it back. Tense good for 1 with the Blade Storm. Going up top looking for the second. Doesn't get it. But continues to hunt, and he doesn't get anything else. Aaron with just 19 health. The spike isn't down yet. The Neural Theft is going to come out as well. BCJ's left alone, and he's going to get cleaned up. You said they desperately needed the 4th Riv, and they got it.
We see the effects of those ultimates, too, coming through. You know, with Tens not getting a bunch of frags, you're still participating. You're not yelling at a guy for not getting frags, but the ult points are not ringing in as they should. So knowing he can do that, we see what it opens up for the teams, and Sentinels have been missing that oomph here in the first half. 8-4, something you can work with, a little bit of padding here as they come into the second half. Overall, XSET just showing up beautifully to start this grand final series.
Beautifully indeed, and a bit of a deja vu, because again, this is maybe not in the same order, but this was the score that we walked into the second half on last time they played on Haven. Sentinels were able to previously rattle off the first 4, and then XSET ran away with it. We'll see how things play out this time around. Attack-wise, looks like they're going to try to work towards Garage, see if they can poke and prod their way into map control.
It's just not a spike defusal or explosion game. It's a frag game. You love to see it. We definitely have the spike plan in here, but everything just keeps rounding out before the Radiant Knight goes off. Slow movement here for the pistol round of the second half. Sentinels actually getting themselves in a decent forward position in mid. A little bit of a hit on Sick there, and nobody's pushing up long C just yet. Zoms feels comfortable about regrouping with the team now. And let's see what kind of movement you actually get out of XSET. They're moving around the middle of the map. They're like seeing the Sentinels playbook, dash in, plant, dash out. You're not getting to be this round.
No, but it looks like they have left a pretty oh, my gosh, Def. That's a heck of a way to start things off. So that severely impedes things, but they're gonna get onto the site anyway. 10 should be able to get the spike down. You're starting to see the remaining members of XSET rotate over. You've got BCJ who's shown up, Pura has shown up as well, but Sick aggressively taking the fight into that cut, denying any sort of entry, and delay things more and more. A great flash, somehow stays alive, doesn't take any damage, looking for more, no. He gets cleaned up at the hands of Pura as XSET slowly start to creep their way forward and get more control onto the site. BCJ spots Shazam, cleans him up as well as members of Sentinels fall apart. XSET take full control of the site. They get past Sick, they get past the remaining members, and they take the pistol.
XSET just, Sentinels just seem scattered in the defense there. 2 long, 2 sight, 1 under, nobody was short. Didn't seem like they really were able to get themselves into position before that happened, or this also didn't help. So their defense is already kind of put at a deficiency there. So it's really tough to actually stop full utility coming in from 4. But great job by XSET once again. They do not allow that padding to help Sentinels here to start things off, and they keep the pressure on.
Pura rocking a Marshall this time around, pistols across the board for Sentinels. This Tense has already been tagged up pretty considerably. Just down to 34 health. Def once again getting the opening frag and gets a second one.
Word.
Riv, this was something that we were talking about. We didn't get to touch on the stat, but Def, especially on Haven, he went 5-1 in first contact the last time they played. You don't expect that out of an Astra, but Def just seems to make things happen.
True to his role. The smoker smoking people. Zekin gonna come up on that one, take down Shazam. But yeah, Def, I mean, he has literally been the keystone to what allows XSET to use this package correctly and what they formed now coming into this VCT. It's a very tough team to get behind, figure out what they're doing. We haven't seen Sentinels do it yet on this first map, but there are more to go. That's just one of those days, too. If you're on the other end, you're like, all right, I get it. I get it. You're having one of those days. There's a double defuse to get us through a few rounds. And now we are on to our 3rd round of the second half. Ken's holding off for the purchase. Let's see what he goes for. Are they just holding off for the purchase?
Looks like we've got a technical. We'll figure out what's going on. We'll get you guys info as soon as we can possibly get it. But for now, it's been XSET. It's been XSET most of the way, as you can see on the timeline. They rattle off way too many rounds in a row in the first half, and then they win the pistol and the following one as well. So we'll see how Sentinels approach this. Yeah. And again, as soon as we get some info, we'll relay it to you all at home. Okay. I've been informed of the culprit, and it's a pesky one at that. The mouse ran out of batteries, but it seems to have been rectified. Pop a couple of double A's in there, triple A's, you know, whatever it is. But it looks like we're getting right back into the action.
That's a weighty one.
Yeah, that is.
Imagine, like, mid-match, you're like, I now have to cord my wireless mouse. You're like, this extra weight dragging around. Man, all those little, ugh. Getting the heebie-jeebies just thinking about it. See how they start this. Sentinels, they like to cover this mid to start. Love getting out here. Zekin's going to cruise through that A main portion and make sure nobody's in lobby area. Sentinels in, out. Who's got that spike in hand? jump over. It's going to be Sick. They destroy it for him, and it's going to be the quick plant. Cloudburst onto Sick so he can get out, and they are goodbye. Fight tomorrow here. Let's see what happens.
So this has already been an adjustment because it was Tens previously who would dash in, plant, and dash out. This time it's Sick who has been sent on the kamikaze mission of trying to get it down and then get away. Full site control here in favor of XSET, but they have to understand that they've got to take the fight to Sentinels. They can't just let it go. Aaron drops. Tens going in aggressive as he tries to work his way around as it's just dropping down to a 2v2. Tef down to 10 health. Second on the tap. You've got to fight out. You've got to work your way out of sight. You've got to stick the fight to them. As both teams are just blasting through smoke. Zekin goes aggressive. Zekin good for one. Looking for the second. Tens on it. Def in the 1v1 and Tens comes up big.
I mean, that is an amazing, amazing clip. And I'm sure Sideshow loved that. To focus on the no tracers. They were all panicking to figure out who was shooting from where based on audio because of the Phantoms, because of the Spectres, and then had to commit. That became such an intense round for everybody. And at the end, a huge pickup coming in for the side of Sentinels. What a round there, and what intensity we're getting to on these ones. So the last drop of each one. Now we start off again, round number 16. Let's see what these teams have for each other here. Sentinels trying to get that push back. Like I said, I feel like they very much could get the same string of rounds here coming into the T side. It sometimes happens like that as you control the econ, control the game.
Sentinels make a little bit of noise down a long. See Dapper's dropped a cam. And it looks like they're going to reconsider their approach as BCJ gets a ton of info really to understand that there is some presence down middle of the map, but not a ton. See, excellent. I mean, you look at the utility on the minimap, you see that Aaron has pretty much locked down on top of Def. They also have the Cosmic Divide. This looks like it's going to be a hit. Oh my gosh, it doesn't even get started. Never leaves the gates as BCJ already drops one. With the Sheriff, that shock dart's going to hurt as well. They're going to have to push it forward and deal with them as BCJ backs up, continues to buy time, waiting for Zekin and the rest of the gang to show up. BCJ gets a second, gets a third. BCJ is a man possessed right now.
30 seconds.
I'm speechless on actually what's happening right here. We are seeing... Okay, so let's focus on Shazam as he goes through. We'll get back to this because 3v1... Shazam working a little bit of magic here. They are in 1v1 positions. The next shot comes out. That's going to be the trade and fire. Contact made and Pure cleans it up. But let's be honest. The shots Tens is catching today are super unfortunate. But that's not to take any credit away from his fragger who is taking him down. Because we just saw him get taken down too by a Zekin blip from the Spectre around before through mid-wall. Like, those are rough to play with, but XSET, they're making it happen for a reason. It's because they have trained at this spot, and they are feeling it.
You see Zoms and Sick, along with Dapper, going a bit light. As Tens and Shazam are buying full. You see Shazam with the rifle just 1 point away from the Hunter's Fury, so if he can maybe get a kill going with that, invest the gun that way, bring that Hunter's Fury online a bit faster, if at all possible. But you've already got the Trailblazer clearing out space. Tens with a great pick to open things up. Oh! Hunter's Fury out from BCJ. I think it's going to tag anything up. Yeah, they've gotten onto A-Riv.
Very close, and a lot of confidence on this round for XSET. Just out there crouch spraying on these plays, thinking they're going to win the quick 1v1s. Tens a little angry now, and he's going to get himself going here. Basically picking up a fourth. No, BCJ comes to clean that one up. Spectre now grabs himself a Phantom and just chucked right out of there. Shazam finds him with the bounce, and that's going to be another round for Sentinels. Not yet backs against the wall with a game point pressure, but they are keeping XSET off that here at 11 rounds for themselves. Sentinels now have 6 as they look for more.
And Tens, his game plan that round was just aggression, right? Like, full sends down a long, gets all the way up onto heaven, and then cuts off the rotation. Yeah, that's exactly what we want to see out of him, but it's going to take a bit more than that to claw your way back into this thing again. XSET with a pretty cozy lead here, as XSET are staring up this deficit. Fortunately for them, XSET are on pistols this time around. Def going in aggressive.
Shazam there, preparing for a bit of a Hunter's Fury. Didn't yet come out, so they can possibly use that for the post plant and this Phoenix ultimate, run it back for the retake or take on the site here. Looks like he may try to use that through garage after getting tagged out. Pure drops the Phoenix, run it back before it happens.
Dude, you called it. He followed the drone. He got space on the site and was able to convert it onto a kill. Very well played from the fellas on the side of XSET. Additionally, you see Aaron has taken full C long control as Sentinels here. I mean, they still have an advantage as far as weaponry goes, so they should be able to make something happen. Yeah, Pure's going to get snatched down from the skies as well. That's going to give him B control.
That's scary to see from Tens. He is absolutely feeling it now. It's going to be an A-B plant. Shazam may not be able to make it out alive, but he gives a little shimmy. He keeps himself up with the Phantom, and now they find Def on the other side as it's just going to be a defensive setup. Sentinels aren't playing any games here, if you follow me. And it looks like they're just going to try to clean this one up. Def, though, says we're not finished just yet. Zoms. Doggy, this could be some big damage.
Yeah, but, I mean, Def and Second just have Sheriffs, and now they don't have Second, and they don't have Def either. Dapper comes up big, hits both sides, cleans up the round. So 11-7 still in favor of XSET. And again, that wasn't, they didn't have a ton to work with there. For them to have gotten that down to a 2v2, and that feels pretty good on itself.
I thought that pinch into the backside was going to catch him off, but easy peasy. The 1-2 kill for Dapper. Flank isn't going to stop him. 3 ultimates ready here for Sentinels. This looks great, and this is exactly what they need to continue to fold rounds over in their favor, right? You use one of the Hunter's Fury with save last round. Sick went down last round. They're still able to capitalize on the round, so you can see a lot more is starting to happen for Sentinels as they get comfortable. They start to accumulate these ultimates and can kind of play the game a little bit more how they want. This focus makes me think they want to follow Sick here, and we'll see how close he gets before he activates ultimate.
Does have the spike too, so they've gotten short control. XSET's using a drone to understand there's no pressure mid, so you should have a pretty good idea of where the hit is. Pure's got a lot on his hands. The ult drops, but the Paranoid is going to follow. The Hunter Fury is going to come out as well. As Ten's blinded, Pure good onto one, onto Zoms. As he dances around the site, should have a decent spot of where Ten's is too. The Cosmic Divide comes out. Ten's no longer an option. Sick trades it out as the spike should go down.
Def all the way across the map right now. Hearing the spike go down, kind of has to regain control of all of this area. Wondering if someone's B. Do they go without him? Do they not? Looking at utility, it's only a few stars here for Def if he calls back and puts out a few. Waiting for that cooldown to come back on his charges.
Sick has no armor. And Dapper's tagged up. Great curveball. Yep, you see Aaron immediately has to back up, but BCJ holds fast. They're going to swing out. Dapper's in a great spot. Dapper's in a great spot. You've got to check that. He's good for one shot, good for the other one as well. The 1v1 goes in favor of Def. The IGL for XSET comes up big again, but is he going to get the defuse? He should. What a round from XSET.
You know, no matter how many times you're in that situation, it always feels like you don't have enough time, but these pros make it seem like ages. All the way over at C, Def knowing 45 seconds on that timer, he can make his way over. Neither Aaron or BCJ jumped the gun. Great team play there. And Sentinels had a beautiful defense set up. That was the crossfire there. I think a few shots just got missed after that curveball came out. And Sentinels dropping a few that they should definitely have.
XSET find themselves on map point, looking to get first blood in this best of 5 series. Tens has the Blade Storm. Zom should be able to flip the map as well with the From the Shadows, should he choose to do so. But you've got the drone taking short. You've got 2 members of Sentinels taking long. The question is, will the spike come in? Oh, Pure's offline.
Beautiful, Sick.
Sick looking to get a second. Yep, that's going to open things up. You've also got, at this point, Shazam working his way through short. The rest of Sentinels will follow. Smokes are coming out. They have full control of A. Now the question is, how aggressively does Sick play this?
See, he looks like he's staying in. I love the switch here by Sentinels. You know, I was wrong. It was not the up rush for them, especially with economy down. They have to figure something else out. And a lot of these rounds, BCJ again, have come into favor of XSET because Sentinels are executing, utility executing. This one, they just sneak in. They take it. They go under the radar, and that's what throws XSET off. Now, XSET being on fire, will they be able to retake now as they're just picking them apart? Sick with another one, but it's a 2v1. Can he stand tall versus both Def and BCJ?
He's been tagged. He's got the op, or excuse me, he's got the ult. Sick
There it is.
And my gosh, Sick clutches that round away to keep Haven alive. Sick just goes nuts.
Remember how he had an ultimate just a few rounds ago that got snuffed out? Well, he's got run it back again. Exactly what Sentinels need. If you needed an ultimate more than that, maybe Bladestorm or something, but Sick now can gain information with this. They can break garage. They can break a site. If nothing happens, they have a get out of jail free card for a moment. And if used correctly, after the confidence of that ace, Sick could start to control this game. 4 ultimates ready now on the side of Sentinels here as they start to string a few rounds together. 12 to 8. Sick again, coming up with 3.
What do you do with that?
You don't. You just got slapped in the face with confidence.
Dude had 2 bullets on the last gunfight of the previous round and then opens it up like that. Sick making a compelling argument for one of the best duelists in the world. A flawless round from Sentinels. XSET didn't have a ton to work with, right? It was just pistols, but that was still a beautiful sight to see.
Absolutely absurd. Still not letting any of those 3 frag him. Like, just boom, boom. You got hit maybe once there? Yeah. A quick shot from what I believe was a sheriff through the armor and then Zabadi. But that feels good. No ultimates needed on that round. Well, Tens did rip his out there, so you got that. But we'll see if XSET can fire back here. Sentinels may be taking a little bit slower with the ultimates ready on their side. Seekers there. If they can get Seekers out, Freedom becomes a bit easier to grab in movement. So it's going to be Shazam with a drone up C long first to figure out that they're working with an Astra and Cypher at C. Big info.
Thunder Fury has been used. Apparently he's going to come out as well as the dash comes through. Zoms, is he going to stick it? My gosh, Zoms stuck it. He's gotten onto the back of the site. He's going to get the spike down as well. No member of XSET has really made their way past garage or from defender spawn.
Again, fast strat. Not setting up to let XSET figure out where they can pressure, where they can get audio cues. BCJ answers with a Hunter's Fury. Seekers come out now, and these are the things they have to worry about.
My gosh! Def just goes nuts there. Swings out through double doors, gets both of those picks. Huge kills from him. Leaving Sentinels in a 2v5. The Cosmic Divide's going to come out. The Neural Theft comes through as well, but Zoms stands alone, looking to make magic happen. One, spam through the smoke, and that's all it's going to be. BCJ is going to get the defuse. XSET take map 1, 13-9. When we return, map 2.